The Rabbit Room is a nonprofit organization that exists to foster Christ-centered community through story, art, and song. They've been a huge key part of my growth and creativity over the past decade, and I've been privileged to become more and more a part of that community as I post articles on their blog. I've done webcomics for them. I've been a speaker at their annual conference, and now they're going to be publishing my books. Every October, the Rabbit Room community converges on Central Tennessee, where we have an annual conference called Hutchmoot. I just got back from that conference, and I want to share with you 6 really cool things that I got to be a part of at Hutchmoot 2019. I'm so excited to have this book finally in print. The Rabbit Room community has always rallied around this book, and Rabbit Room Press is now the publisher of the series. This is volume 1, and we have 5 volumes planned. The book looks great, and it's all thanks to the fine people at Rabbit Room Press. I'm so excited that I'm working with them. Hutchmoot was our release weekend for this book, and it went really well. We actually sold out a couple days and had to restock the books that we had there at the conference. I kept seeing people walking around with my book, and they would bring it up to me and ask me to sign it for them, so I got to take a bunch of these and sign and draw a little sketch on the title page, and it was really cool getting to meet those people and hear their stories as I shared my story with them. I've been privileged to be a speaker at Hutchmoot for a few years, and the last couple of years I've done workshops where we've created comics together. This year we actually did sort of a game as we improv some comics, passing the comics around the table as a timer counted down. And I also did a presentation where I showed some of my favorite comics up on a screen, and we discussed the ways that comics can tell their story cinematically in the way that they frame their shots. But my favorite part of the session is always the question and answer period, because people come up with such great questions, and they point out things about the comics that I had never thought of before. Elise Parsons is a skilled potter and sculptor in the Rabbit Room community, and she brought some of her pottery for me to apply the underglaze on this year at Hutchmoot, which is a new experience for me. I didn't even really know what underglaze was, but it was a really fun process, and I got to paint some rocket ships that she designed. They're actually mugs, but they look like rocket ships. It's a really cool design, and I can't wait to see what they look whenever she bakes the colors into the pottery. What you may know, or perhaps not, is how much I love games. Over the last few years, I've really started to notice how much I really feel like I'm in my element whenever I'm gathered around a table playing games with someone or teaching a new game to someone. Over the last several years, we've had a group that gets together the night after Hutchmoot to play some board games, and this year I thought it was time we brought that into Hutchmoot itself. So I brought some of my favorite games for the weekend and just set up a table where people could take them and play them. And I was excited to see that a lot of other people started bringing in their games and adding them to the table. In addition, I got to teach a game called Holding On to a group of people during an open session on Saturday. And that was a really great experience, getting to meet these people for the first time and teach this game that I've enjoyed so much to people who've never experienced it before. Speaking of games, in collaboration with Rabbit Room Press, I put together an 18-card deck as a promotional item for the graphic novel series, and these were available at Hutchmoot as well. And I got to teach the game to a lot of people at Hutchmoot, and they all beat me really badly. Apparently, I'm not very good at this game, but that's okay because I made a game, and I'm pretty excited about it. Anytime I'm in the Nashville area, I have to visit McKay's. I love used bookstores, and McKay's is a wonderland of books, movies, music, comics, toys, Lego, you name it. They've got it, and I wanted to buy everything. However, I showed considerable restraint, as you can see. So that's a list of some of the things I got to be a part of at Hutchmoot this year. I tried to focus on things that weren't general Hutchmoot things, but things that specifically I got to be involved in from the comics and games side of things. But there's plenty more to discover. If you're interested in hearing about the other great concerts, events, sessions, and everything else that happened at Hutchmoot, please visit hutchmoot.com. Or you can check out some of the recent articles at rabbitroom.com where people have been doing posts summing up things that happened at Hutchmoot. I'd love to go into more detail if you have any questions, so leave those in the comments below. And until next time, thank you for watching and have a great week.